Hey
Not sure
there,
if you
music
count,
lovers.
Phil.
How are you doing, you vinyl collecting people? If you collect vinyl,
Vinyl collecting
I actually
people.
don't collect vinyl, but there's nothing wrong with collecting a bit of vinyl. Ben's got 11 more.
Yeah, and I've actually, I've had a bit of a splurge, Phil. So first up on my list, and all of these, maybe apart from two, you're going to be like, who?
You said you'd do this in 15 minutes.
15 minutes. We've got 15 minutes, right? Album number one, Pulling That the Briars, 2023 album by a visual artist who's taken some steps into music, David Hederman. So there we go. There's your album there. Can you see that?
Yeah,
It's
very
sort
nice.
of indie folk rock with experimental touches, poetic lyricism, and stripped back instrumentation. In my dyslexia, Phil. Instrumentation. That's it. So apparently, it will create a meditative and atmospheric experience. So there we go. Look at that. Nice album cover as well. I did listen to a bit of that the other day, and it is, has got that very much a folk element in it. Right, next up, we've got this one. As you can see, they're all in their cellophane. Look at that, that's a pretty cool cutout. And this is an album from 2023 again, Tapper's Choice. It is it's called A History of Tapper's Choice Volume 1. And it blends indie rock and psychedelic influences. I did read that it's a little bit of a throwback to the Grateful Dead's freewheeling sort of improvisational sort of style. So, and a bit of garage rock and indie lo-fi. So that's that one. Next up is an album you probably would have heard of. It's from 1967. Classic British blues album, featuring the Blue Breakers, is it?
So it's John Mayall and the Blues
It
Breakers.
is, with Peter Green on guitar. Look at that! What a collection of serial killers they are, aren't they? So considered to be one of the greatest blues albums. Do you reckon he looks a little bit like what's the guy from the Rolling Stones?
Bill Wyman.
Bill Wyman. Yeah, he does have a little bit of a Blue Wyman sort of feel, doesn't he? So the iconic Decca label. So I've got that one, which I think I might listen to that later.
Is it called A Hard Road?
It is called A Hard Road.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. What are we up to? 3 minutes, and I'm already up to album number 4. So next up, another 2023 album, Filster. A sort of alt country indie rock with a dash of sort of punk energy to it. A bit of raw emotional storytelling in the lyrics, which I know you like. But yeah, it is the Nora Kelly Band and Rodeo Clown. So I've just dropped all my albums. It's definitely got very much a lo-fi feel to it, from what I heard on the Fi. But it's who doesn't love a bit of alt country mixed with a little bit of punk delivery?
Yeah, can be good.
It can
in the right
be,
hands, it can be a good combination.
It can be very very good. I think I read somewhere that her delivery is reminiscent, and I didn't realise this was a thing, of country punk fusion bands. Is that a thing? Country punk fusion?
I think it is a thing, yeah.
Don't know. Anyway, next up is an album by Huli Giuliano. Another album from 2023. It's called Ginga, and it's a experimentation of Brazilian sounds, a bit of bossa nova, samba.
It looks like it's from the 70s. Is it from the 70s?
Doesn't it? It looks like a picture that should be hanging up in Bacco Lounge in Rugby, isn't it?
Yes, one of those things. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it's from what I've read. Are you? Oh, someone's got a
right.
phone call.
You can ignore it. Yeah.
No, I don't worry. I am Philster because I'm talking to you about this album here. But yeah, I think I did listen to a little bit. I did like um, what it sounded like. Very heavily influenced by Brazilian music. So there we go. There's that one. What we up to? 5 minutes 31, and I'm up to album 6. Where is it, Phil? Here we go. This is the self-titled um, album from 2021. Sort of an ambient avant-garde pop with sort of a dreamy sort of feel to it. Have listened to a little bit of it. I did like what I heard. I think the artist, she's called Yeed Girl. People have compared her a little bit to Bjork and that. I don't know if you can see the.
It looks pretty bonkers, so I wouldn't be. The Bjork comparison may be correct.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
just based on the visuals.
Yeah, just based on the visuals. I thought it was going to be when I first saw it. I thought it was going to be some like Megadeth album. But yeah, well, I say I'll give it a listen. Then I've got so many to listen to. It's ridiculous, Phil. So what are we up to? 6 minutes. I can start to relax now. Next up is an album from 2022. A really cool band name called Hercules and the Love Affair. And this is a introspective album, real heavyweight album as well. That's got, look how thick that is. It's 180 gram vinyl, but look at that cool cover. That is a really nice album cover.
It's better than the one before, for sure.
Yeah, so it apparently combines sort of post-punk, new wave, a little bit of gothic, a little bit of sort of disco-y sort of sounds. I did listen to a couple of tracks before I bought it. It is very atmospheric, I suppose is the word I'm looking for. I was quite impressed with what I've heard. So, if you that's a very good album. I do like that album cover. There's obviously got a lot of work into it. They've obviously got a bit of a budget behind them because that's a real heavyweight vinyl there. Right. Anyway, next up, Philster, is where is it? Where is it, Phil? Oh, I can't find it, Philster. Oh no, I can't. Here it is. Ah, no, it's full now. I can't remember if I bought this out on the last one, but it's a band called Darling West and Cosmo.
Yes, you have shown us that before.
I? So they're a Norwegian band.
Looks like it's out the 1930s, that one.
It does. And did I do this one as well? Did I do that one?
I think I seem to remember the grey one, maybe.
Salson Malone 1 Excelsior. An avant-garde genre-defined album that mixes experimental hip-hop, jazz, spoken word and ambient sounds. Right, let's get rid of those two. Right, anyway, next up is... We've got it down to the last two, Philster.
That looks like Monty Python.
It is Monty Python. I got this for £1.
I couldn't read what it says on there. It's a bit too blocky for
it. It's their 1972 album called The Previous Record.
It's Terry Jones, isn't it, who did the all the pictures for them. Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I thought it's Monty Python. It's Terry Jones.
Yeah. So it's got sort of like Eric and the half a B or something like that on it. So I thought for £1, if anything, it's a good way of getting.
Is it called Monty Python's Previous Record?
Yes, yeah, which I think is quite a good album title. I do like. If anything, Monty Python's artwork is really good. All their sort of little interlude artwork was very good. So I've literally now got, Philster, 5 minutes to kill on this last album, and I can't remember if I bought this out on the last video. So if I did, you'll have to excuse me, but I think I did bring it out. But it's psychedelic pop with a bit of indie rock, a bit of electronic in there, and they're called Batty Junior. And I can't pronounce the album title. Is it something like Dower?
I
Is
don't.
it Dower?
I can't clearly see
Let me
it
move
on
my
my
mic.
screen. It's gone a bit blocky on my feed, but I've no idea how you pronounce that.
Yeah, Dower, Dower, Doaue.
I wouldn't like to attempt that because I might be like Tony Blackburn when he read out the first hit ever by that new band Duran Duran.
Oh, I do remember that. Duran. But it's a apparently it's got a very lo-fi feel to it. Obviously, had no budget for the album cover. A little bit of left field indie music. So and also another way for me to get naked pictures on YouTube. So that's all of them, Phil. So that's all of them. That's all, and I did that in 11 minutes 23 seconds. Kind of didn't go into depth, but I think what we need to do going forward is maybe listen to one of the albums and then talk about it instead of me just dishing out tons of albums all the time. Or maybe I just need to buy less albums.
That could be an idea as well. What's the one that looks like the 1930s? Darling something? What's it called?
Cosmo. This one here, which I've put in a rubbish cover. Darling West.
Darling West, that's it. And for some reason, I'm slightly intrigued to hear that. I don't know why.
Look at them on the back. Nice suits. Obviously, all those books. Oh, sorry.
Is that the one that's Scandinavian, did you say?
Yeah, that's all flat pack furniture, I reckon, on the back. Took somebody ages to build that one, those little stupid Allen keys. But it does look, I know what you mean. It's got a very sort of avant-garde sort of 30s feel to it. This could quite happily be in, what's that film with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, the one about
the rich man with the parties.
Oh, what's it called? I can't remember what that one was called now. It's based on a book, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
What's that called?
DiCaprio. Here we go.
Hang on, I'm going to remember it. It's The Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby, that's it. It does look like something out of The Great Gatsby, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
So I do like that. I do really like that album cover. To be fair, some of these albums I buy purely because there's some I don't buy, but because I look at them on the line, I see the album cover and I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be this sort of style, and I go into it and it's like hard punk, and I'm like, I'm not listening to that. But majority of them I really like the album cover. The album cover grabs me, and then I have to listen to a couple of tracks to see whether I'm going to purchase it or not. And I think all of them, apart from maybe the grey one, which it's got a little bit of a New Order feel to it. You can see where I am on I do like a good album cover, Philster. So, which is unusual, really, because I do have Flowers in the Dirt by Paul McCartney, and we all know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, I don't think it's too terrible an album cover.
Compared to Speed of Sound by Wings, that's a good album cover.
I think I'd rather look at the Flowers in the Dirt album cover than the one with the weird teeth that you just showed us by the wacky girl that's been compared to Björk.
Oh, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think I'd rather look at the Flowers in the Dirt one.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to have an album cover off where they fight. Remember, like Celebrity Deathmatch I used to have on MTV, where the album covers just come out and fight each other. I think we should do a show on our favourite album covers, and Flowers in the Dirt will not. Maybe I need to look at it more. Maybe if I look at it more and
how much have you listened to the album?
I haven't because the album cover puts me off.
Perhaps we should do a review of the actual album, and maybe that would change your
A
view
perception
on the
of
cover.
the. I'm just bringing up an image of it now. It's just don't know. It looks like it should be a sort of Enya album cover. It looks like it should be some. Just don't. It just doesn't do anything for me.
It is a little bit boring, although I thought maybe Off the Ground was a bit worse.
Oh, is that the one where they're sat on like a plank of wood?
Well, their feet are dangling from the top, aren't they? The band's feet
must
are.
admit, it does have a very 90s feel to it.
It's actually
It did come out in the
1989.
90s.
It's
Was it
89. Yeah.
It does have that sort of very much that sort of feel about it. So maybe it's not as bad as. Maybe I need to listen to it. So that's what I'm going to do. If I listen to it and I enjoy it, then I can. Do you know what? I just saw it then. It reminded me of. Do you know what it kind of reminded me in colour and tone? Was I'll bring it up because I can get it up really quickly. Was a little bit of Hackney Diamonds. Just the tone. I don't know why, but it just reminded me a little bit of Hackney Diamonds, but more. And I'll show you because it will be in this list here. If I put that on, it's been here the last few days and I've bloody looked, so it better be in here now. Oh God, of all the 1 second. Rolling Stones. There is. It just reminded me a little bit in tone. Yeah, it does. It does just of Hackney Diamonds. I think it's just the colour of it and the hue. So maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. Maybe I need to just give my head a wobble and get a bit more love for the McCartney. So,
Maybe you do.
Yeah. So there we go. Check them out. Let us know what you think. Don't buy them all because that's what I'm here for. Take that pain away. You know, I should get a GoFundMe page.
That's Ben's vinyl. Let us know what you think. Have you heard any of those records? Let us know. We will be back with another show quite soon.
Where we talk about Flowers in the Dirt.
Indeed.